Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts, I have two adorable moonstone cutting die sets. This is adorable Duckling, and this one is Garden Bunnies. So sweet. They are perfect for spring, and look at this card that my friend Debbie made with the raindrops. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, you get this one. So definitely great for spring. And this is our giveaway card for this episode. So if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at what Debbie used to put together this adorable 5 by 6.5 inch card. She used for her background papers Unexpected Beauty, which is kind of succulents and cacti and things like that. So it's kind of unusual for like a raining card. So I thought she did a great job. There's like a blue polka dot one right here that she definitely used for her backing, and then she used the coordinating cardstock in the pinks and the yellows to use for her cutting die images. And she also used the coordinating die cut right here for her little greeting with a little foam tape on that. So let's look at these little raindrops that she has on here. She used 2 different products for this. These are dewdrops, and they're 84 self-adhesive pieces, and they're little acrylic self-adhesive dots that are great for putting on cards that you want to mail out immediately. Another option is 3D crystal lacquer, and that makes little tiny droplets, and then they dry in that same manner. But you do have to wait probably 12 hours before you would pop it into a card, okay? So there's 2 options here. Look at all the little raindrops. And then on the umbrella, the hat, the coat, the boots, she did add crystal lacquer to that to make them really shiny. Let me show you how she did that. There's a little umbrella. So she cut this from the light pink, and then she used some daubers, which are great for this particular set of cutting dies because everything is so tiny and cute. And then she used vintage rose, and she just went over all the little edges. And then she used crystal lacquer, and she put that kind of inside of each little section. I'm going to show you how this stuff works. Like I said, it does take a while to dry, but wow, the results are really fun.
3, 2, 1.
And you're just sort of piping it on there with the tip. And I sort of just use that nozzle, that little tip, sort of spread it out. And you want to put on a relatively thin layer, and then you can let it dry for just a few minutes and then add more. If you put too much on, it does get a little runny. That's all there is to that. And then to make a dot, you would just do that. Just a perfect little dot. And then that's going to, see, it's cloudy right now, but it's going to dry clear in a couple hours. That stuff is fun to use. Anything that's kind of moisture related, we love to use that. But like I said, the dewdrops are great to use in combination with or instead of that if you don't want to wait that long. All right. As you can see here, she also used foam tape under her little duckling and dressed him. And then she did use some pens. We have all of these different colors of markers that Debbie used on all of her cards today. And instead of trying to figure out which one she used for which card, I recommend, if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, that, excuse me, that you go ahead and just look at the supply lists for each of the cards. And you can do that by clicking on the color photo of the card, and then all of the different pens will drop down for each color, because that's a lot of pens. And let's also talk about the giveaway card. So how we do this is we're promoting our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. And in fact, if you're watching us on YouTube, number one, it'd be great if you would go ahead and subscribe. That's a big help to us. But also just look below the video in the description box, and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. And then you can get a great look at all of the cards, all the supplies we used, and the big money saver for these cutting dies that's over on the right-hand side. So if you're watching us on our webisode page, we ask that you go to YouTube, that you become a subscriber or are already subscribed, that you like this video with a thumbs up, and that you leave us a comment. And then in about a week, we'll be answering one of the comments with congratulations, YouTube username blank. And you also have to know your username because everybody has a specific YouTube username, and we will be identifying you by that and then give you instructions on how to claim your card. You just follow the email address we give you. We love to send these out. That would be great. We would love to give that card away. All right, so another whole look of this. This one is a 6.5 inch by 5 inch. And for this one, Debbie used the cute little duckling right here. And then she used this sort of ripple effect on the water. So she took her blue cardstock, inked the edges of that using, did I grab? Prussian blue ink, and then she went ahead and embossed that by just setting this down and running it through the die cutting machine after she tore it. So that gives you that cool little pond effect. I love that. And what did she use for her card? Well, for the background paper, she used Tulip Parade 12 by 12 solid cardstock, and then for this very subtle background right here, she used Tulip Parade 12 by 12, and she used this one right there. And then she used the coordinating die cuts for her little hello greeting as well. And then she colored all of these cute little, like the little bugs, has a little green marker down the center of that. You could just use one of these green markers. Instead of trying to paper piece that, she just colored that. And then she colored and outlined her frog. All of these little, what are these called? They live in the water. Do you know, Jeanette? They're like, it will think about it. And then you guys let me know in the comments what you think those are called. Foxtail? Fox? No, I don't know. That's not it. So anyway, she inked the edges of the little duckling as well and used markers on this. The cute little bow foam taped. Die cut the umbrella from red, foam taped that with the little lily pads. So, so cute. Good job, Debbie. All right, so now we're going to switch over. Cattails. Good job, Jeanette. They're cattails. All right, we're going to do the cute little bunnies. So cute. And so we've got two different bunnies, watering can. I love all the vegetables. And then we've got a little crate for them to sit in, and we've also got the flowers and the butterfly. On this one, I didn't mention that, we've got hat, coat, little rubber ducky, frog, boots, cat tails, a bow tie, dragonfly, lily pad, and then the little ripples for the water. So for this one, I made this one. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And for my background paper, I chose tulips and butterflies. And I chose this one right here, just kind of has a mottled looking with a very slight background with the blues because I wanted it to kind of look like sky. And then I also used Tulip Parade because it has orange in it for the carrots, and that was really important to me. We had to have the green for the grass. Some of these items came from our new cutting die, Happy Spring. Okay, we love this. It's from Delightful Dimensionals. We have a whole series of these. But I wanted to have a basket and some grass, so I added that. And this basket has a cute little slit in it. You can take the little carrots right here, and for those, I went ahead and inked those with some tiger orange and then some khaki. And I cut those, the little stem part at the top, carrot tops. I inked those with a little bit of khaki ink, and I cut them out of 2 different shades of green just for a little interest. Inked the edges of the basket, the tan basket, with a little cocoa bean ink. And then for my little bunny, you guys, I die cut him out of snow white. This is suede. It's so cool. It's suede paper. If you're not familiar with this, we have it in tons of colors. And it's a fabric-y kind of synthetic suede on one side. It's got a beautiful texture. Just want to pet it. And then the other side's paper, and it die cuts beautifully. So I just die cut this little guy, and then I also die cut just kind of the top part of the head out of a dark pink. And then I used a little hot pink around those ears, which I cut out the center of the ears. It's nice to have a nice little pair of tiny scissors when you're doing that. I also die cut the butterflies from that same pink and then just inked the edges of all of those with that hot pink. The little nose, tiny, 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 and cut that out. And then right here on the little eyes, I just went ahead and took a black marker and just colored those little eyeballs in. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, for the cheeks, I used a little blush colored ink and a little cotton swab just to color those little cheeks and just get the right amount there. And then along the bottom edge, some thin line pink Dazzle stickers. They're super thin. And these are really fun just to add a little edge to something. You just pull them off just like this, and they're just so thin and tiny. And I put those at the top and the bottom of the card. Then the Happy Easter, you guys, came from our Easter Dazzle collection, and you get all of these different ones in it. You get this one, and this one, which is a nice brown. This one's black, mirror gold. And then these two are the same images for titles, but one has got this kind of orchidy pink and this one is silver. And then you've got these cute little gold ones as well. So fun to put together and very springy, ready for Easter. All right, so the last card I've got, you guys, is this 6.5 by 5 inch card that Debbie made. And then she covered her card with this cute paper. This is from Wildflowers and Wildlife, and it has this bright, beautiful gingham right there. That's what she used for her background. And then she used the solid color, this kind of purple right here. And then it has gray for the bunnies and all the little vegetable colors, which were so cute. She took this oval die set, 10 oval and scallop cutting dies for her sweet little oval. And then she used white cardstock to cut out the center. And she used a little royal blue ink using her daubers and a little khaki for the grass. She went ahead and she cut out, or die cut rather, this cute little crate out of brown cardstock, inked the edges of that with cocoa bean, and then added right here this cute little Wildflowers and Wildlife coordinating cutting dies. So cute. I love how she colored all of her little bunnies and all of those vegetables. And look at the little hands kind of lift up on these cutting dies. They're so sweet. She used a lot of those markers to color in all of her vegetables as well. Just adorable. All right, you guys, we have a fantastic money saver on this collection. I think you'll probably agree with me that these are like perfect for spring, take you well past Easter into summer, especially if you're a gardener. I think these are really, really sweet. So definitely check out the money saver. It's on the right-hand side right there. All the items are also listed down below the video, so you can choose this and that. If you're watching us on our Paper Wishes YouTube channel, all you have to do is click on the link below the video and it'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page and you can check everything out. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next one.